Hey guys, it's Robin, and I just wanted to briefly chat with you. I'm sorry I'm not doing this live, but my internet is real sketchy, and I was afraid the sound would go out. But I wanted to just share with you the concept of what failure is and what failure is not. And I really appreciated the thoughts behind some of the things that you shared regarding failure and how you perceive failure. And I'm certainly not one to say your perception of failure is wrong. And I wanted to just share a brief story and then maybe give you a different definition of failure that will support you in your goals and in your future endeavors. Really, hopefully, very critically. So, years ago, I realized that I was the most arrogant person in the world. And I realized that because, well, now my husband and I will be married. I think it's like 21 years in May. And he's from here, I'm not. But anyway, we were headed to the mall. This was years and years ago. And so he was driving, and then he started going to the mall the wrong way. And I got really, annoyed. And then I started laughing at myself because I realized, one, there's more than one way to get to the mall. And two, whether or not I perceived it was slower or faster or whatever, I just had my way and he had his way. But the awareness that I realized is that I believed my way was the right way to get to the mall because of how annoyed I got that he didn't go my way. So the only reason I bring that up is because if we can sort of recognize that sometimes the way we think about something isn't the only way, it's not that we're wrong, but that there could be possibilities of thinking about something differently, then we can be open to, really critically thinking, not judging ourselves, but critically thinking about, what it is that we're thinking about, and is our perception not necessarily wrong, but could there be a different way of looking at it? And I preempt my story with that because I would like to give you my definition of failure and my definition of goals, and I'd like you to consider trying them on. Some of you are, you know who you are, you're stubborn, and you are incredibly hard on yourselves, and this concept might sort of initially make you feel uncomfortable, might rub you the wrong way. And if you feel like it rubs you the wrong way, I would go, that's interesting. Why is it rubbing me the wrong way if it is rubbing me the wrong way? Some people are just like, oh, I can look at that and be okay with it, and that's great too. So I just want to, just sort of put it out there to sort of look at this differently, right? If we're all going to the mall, there's probably more than one way to get there. And potentially there could be a way that isn't so hilly and bumpy and painful. Make sense? So the definition of failure I'd like to give you is simple. It's failure is simply not trying. So there was a lot of I set my goals and I missed them, or I let myself down, or I let others down, and or somebody let me down, and there's a failure on their part or a failure on your part. And really, being let down really isn't a failure as far as that's concerned. When I'm going to let people down, and you're going to let people down, and people are going to let us down, and that's not a failure. It's just that we had an expectation that was unmet. And it's not that it's fun or not, I'm saying it's not fun, but just because we don't meet an expectation, which is usually arbitrary, right? We sort of put expectations on ourselves. Well, if I, starve myself and go to the gym or boot camp or whatever, and I don't lose 5 pounds by Sunday, I'm a failure. And all of that is arbitrary. The only thing that we can look at, because we actually can't even control the scale, and I've had these conversations with lots of clients through the years, that you get upset because the scale didn't tell you what you thought it should tell you. You worked really hard, you drank all your water, and you only lost 1 pound, not 3, because you thought you were going to leave 3 lose 3, and that's a failure. And that's really not a failure. The only thing that you can really judge yourself by is your action or inaction. So I'm going to work out today. I plan to do it. Did I make it? Now, if I didn't make it, that doesn't make me a failure. It just means that I didn't meet my plan. So if I was driving across country and I had some directions and I'm following, because going from New York and I want to go to California. And I get in my car and I gas my car and I have a plan. So the plan in reality is the goal. The destination, California, is a direction. So once we sort of get our idea around that our fitness is a direction, it never arrives. Right? Because once you get to your goal weight, I'm telling you, people are like, oh, I got there. And either you're like, I'm done, which you're not. Because the direction that you're going in, it keeps going. Your goal is direction. So your goal, although not fancy and mentally hard, and probably why so many people sort of start-stop programs, is that we want to recognize that if I get up and I make better, healthier food choices more often and I move more, I made it that day. Okay, I took a step in the right direction. Sometimes we get derailed. Maybe we hurt something or we fall down the stairs, like I'm talking with a client, and they have to stop or you have to pause. Now, if you had to stop working out, then does that make you a failure while you're healing? No, not at all. It just means, gosh, I've got to stop at this juncture and I can't do what I wanted to do and I've got to heal. And then I can get back on the road, off of the way station or off of whatever. So failure is simply not trying. Failure is not starting out and not exactly, like I started out to do 10 miles and I got 5. Well, you got 5. Like, that's huge. I started out to go to boot camp 3 times a week and I made it 2. Did I fail? No, I didn't, because I made it 2. So changing the perspective can help support us. Whereas you guys beat the crap out of yourselves over and over and over because you made the plan and then you didn't make the plan exactly and therefore you're a failure and should you just quit? Just quitting is the only way to fail. Stopping altogether is the only way to fail. You fall down, you get hurt. Okay, I can't work out today, but I can certainly make better food choices. And so I started making better food choices when I couldn't work out today. And did I fail? Absolutely not. No, I did the best I could, which means I tried. I tried a little bit, and if I try a little bit, then I win. There's no such thing. The only way to fail is to stop. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And I hope that you can sort of start reprogramming yourself on what it is that you're doing, how amazing it is that you're accomplishing anything, and then just change your definition for yourself. Try that on for size. Try it on for size. And because this is a journey, you're not going to be done in 6 months. You're not going to be done in 6 years, right? So if you're not going to be done, you just want to keep going in the direction of health. That is the goal, the direction. There's no arrival. Okay? Hope that helps. Talk to you later.